Have you ever felt misunderstood simply because you didn't want to go out? Labeled as antisocial or lazy just because you find peace in your own space? A space where no one demands you to be anything other than yourself? If so, you are not alone. In a society that glorifies noise, extroversion, and constant speed, silence and the choice to withdraw are often met with suspicion. But what if that withdrawal isn't a sign of fear, but rather a sign of depth, of emotional maturity, of a soul learning to listen to itself? In this video, we will explore 6 little-known truths about those who truly find life in stillness. People for whom solitude is not a prison, but a spiritual home. These truths do not come from blind belief or cliches, but are distilled from the foundations of psychology, sociology, and real human experience, with all its fragility and courage. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to Mind and Meaning, so we can explore together inner growth, emotional balance, and the quiet strength of souls who do not shout. Here you will receive profound insights every day, and soon access the newest videos dedicated to your silent, yet steady journey of personal development. Truth number 1, they always live under an invisible pressure, the pressure to fit in. From early childhood, children who love silence are often taught that their nature is something that needs to be fixed. Repeated reminders like, if you keep staying at home, no one will want to play with you later. You have to be social to develop, are repeated as unquestionable truths. Modern society tends to praise those who are always active, love to appear, are constantly connected. Those who are everywhere, sharing everything and seemingly never stop moving. Being outgoing becomes a standard of success and personal value. Meanwhile, those who choose to withdraw, refuse social gatherings, or simply want to stay home with a book in silence are often judged as lazy, difficult to approach, or lacking social skills. But solitude, when chosen consciously, is not a flaw. It is a form of spiritual restoration. According to Carl Jung, introversion is not an expression of avoidance, but a way of perceiving and processing the world from within. Not noisy, but profound. Not hurried, but enduring. Many studies, including articles published in Personality and Individual Differences, have shown that those who regain energy through solitude often have better emotional regulation, deeper self-reflection, and maintain psychological clarity in a chaotic world. Choosing to be alone is not a rejection of the world. It is a way of entering the world with the most intact and authentic version of oneself. Truth number 2, they are often misunderstood as lazy or socially problematic. One of the most common misconceptions about people who prefer to stay at home is that they lack motivation, or worse, have a tendency to avoid social interactions. But the truth lies in a completely different depth. Many of them are individuals with strong internal discipline, living by self-defined goals and functioning best in quiet spaces. They do not seek flamboyance, nor do they need to prove themselves through a hectic pace of life. Instead, they choose to focus on quality rather than noise. In fact, the correlation between visible busyness and actual productivity no longer holds true in today's era. A 2023 article by Harvard Business Review showed that people working in environments with high personal control, especially at home, perform better and experience less psychological burnout. As for the label antisocial, this is not only a prejudice, but also a misuse of a psychological concept. A desire for selective interaction, prioritizing depth over quantity, is not a sign of instability. It is an expression of a need for nuanced and authentic communication. Many introverted people do not hate others. They simply are not drawn into the need to be constantly present. They seek soul-nourishing relationships, genuine conversations, not social noise that merely fills silence. Their silence is not an emptiness to be filled, but a fullness. A space where thoughts settle and the true self is revealed. Truth number 3, they tend to form deep emotional connections, especially with animals. For those who find peace within their own living spaces, pets are not merely companions. They embody a form of emotional attachment that is pure, unconditional, and profound. In the quiet rhythms of life, where social interactions no longer occur in a hurried or superficial manner, a gaze from a loyal dog, a comforting purr from a curled-up cat, or even the simple presence of a small creature can become a steady source of emotional sustenance. These bonds are not substitutes, but genuine connections, where words are unnecessary, yet empathy is abundant. According to research from the Human-Animal Bond Research Institute, living closely with pets not only helps reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone, but also promotes the production of dopamine and oxytocin, two neurotransmitters linked to joy and connection. This is not just biological data, but evidence that human emotions can be deeply nurtured through simple and sincere interactions with the natural world. For sensitive souls, easily overwhelmed in noisy social environments, the presence of a creature that listens with its eyes, comforts with a nuzzle or a curled-up body nearby, brings a sense of balance, as if the world itself remains gentle, as long as we know where to return. And in those seemingly silent moments, when you feed them, walk together, or simply lie quietly side by side, a silent healing takes place, a healing that, at times, human-to-human relationships may fail to reach. Truth number 4. They possess a steadfast loyalty to their passions and what nourishes their inner being. Those who find joy in the quietude of home often do not live according to society's rhythm, but follow the cadence of their own souls. In that space, personal interests are not mere pastimes. They serve as gateways back to their true essence. Whether it's repeatedly watching a familiar movie, experimenting with a new recipe, or immersing themselves in a creative hobby, they do not engage out of habit, they engage out of attachment. Passion does not arise from constant change, but from the depth of the relationship with the activity itself. They do not chase novelty, they listen to what stirs their heart. This loyalty extends beyond passions, it permeates their relationships. To them, a profound, trustworthy relationship worth preserving holds more value than dozens of superficial social connections. They selectively choose those who journey alongside them in life, not out of isolation, but because they understand that not everyone deserves entry into the inner world they have carefully cultivated. A 2022 study by the American Psychological Association, APA, confirmed that individuals with fewer but deeper connections tend to achieve greater long-term emotional stability. This reveals a lesser-known truth. Introverts are not avoiding life. They are living deliberately and with purpose. For them, home is not merely a shelter. It is a living space reflecting identity, a sanctuary nurturing passion, a place where every small detail carries a message about inner values. In that world, silence is not absence. It is a form of deeper presence. Truth number 5. They thrive in the freedom of remote work. The rise of the remote work model in recent years has been more than a technical shift. It represents an awakening in how humans interact with labor, time, and themselves. For many, working from home is not merely a temporary convenience. It is a subtle transformation where they can reconnect with their own natural rhythm. In this space, they are no longer influenced by external observation or physical presence, but are driven by inner focus and personal responsibility. Working in a private environment allows them to control their pace, minimize distractions from social surroundings, and most importantly, preserve energy for what truly matters. Not everyone understands this. Many employers still tie commitment to physical presence, and family members sometimes inadvertently invade work boundaries simply because they are home all day. Yet, it is precisely in that environment where sustainable psychological qualities emerge most clearly. Self-management ability, clear boundaries, and discipline arising from within rather than external coercion. Those who flourish in the remote work model are often individuals who have learned to listen to their deepest needs and honor them. A representative study from Stanford University in 2022 confirmed this. Employees working from home not only have 13% higher productivity, but also report greater job satisfaction. This shows effectiveness is not about the space, but about the alignment between the person and their working environment. Choosing to work from home is not an escape from pressure, but a way to reshape the workspace so that it serves sustainable growth both in performance and mental well-being. For many, this is not about wanting comfort, but a quiet declaration. I want to work in a way that does not require sacrificing my inner peace. Before we explore the final truth, take a moment of silence to reflect deeply. If the content of this video has opened new insights about yourself or helped you empathize more with your loved ones, please share it with those who need such a spiritual light. And if you wish to accompany us in spreading these profound and authentic inner voices, please support us by clicking the thanks button below. Every support from you is a precious motivation that helps us continue creating meaningful and insightful content. Truth number 6. They live with a rich inner world that not everyone can see. There is a silent beauty often overlooked in the modern world, the inner life of those who choose to remain with themselves. The stillness they embrace is not an emptiness, but a vibrant land, home to ideas, emotions, memories, and profound dialogues with their own soul. They do not sit still out of boredom. They write, they reflect, they read, they create, and they listen. Not to escape reality, but to connect more authentically with themselves. Psychologist Lori Helgo once wrote in Introvert Power, "Solitude is not a time devoid of energy, but a moment of full presence." It is precisely in these moments, within quiet rooms, in small rituals like brewing a cup of tea, jotting down a thought, or quietly observing the shifting light on the wall, that they recreate themselves. They heal, they grow from within. They do not need applause or spotlight to feel worthy. Their emotional intelligence is often profound because they dare to face the complex layers of human emotions, not only those of others, but also their own. And they do not shun the world. They simply choose to connect with it in a quieter, more authentic way, from the roots, without performance. Choosing to live quietly is not a sign of weakness or fear. It is a therapeutic act, an expression of maturity in awareness. It is a silent yet firm declaration. I do not need to chase noise to know that I am alive. So if you have ever felt lost in a world that favors noise, know this. You are not strange. You are not lost. You are simply listening to a voice most have forgotten. The voice of your own self. Before you go, please take a moment to share with us which truth in this video made you feel the most understood. Or is there someone in your life who lives this way, quietly, deeply, and fully with themselves? We always cherish genuine stories because every inner journey holds value. If you feel connected to what has been shared, don't forget to subscribe to the Mind and Meaning channel and join our Telegram community, where awakened souls are always welcomed with listening and empathy. Thank you for being here with us today. And until we meet again, take care of the space within you, for it is the deepest sanctuary to which you can always return.